Hello, Isaac here. In November 2019, it was our 5th wedding anniversary. It was quite the occasion. To celebrate, we went on a little adventure to the ancient city of Pompeii in Italy. Here's the story of that trip. So we're going to be going away tomorrow to Italy, Naples. We're going to be flying from Stansted Airport, and then we're going to actually be staying in Pompeii in an Airbnb for 6 days. It's actually our 5th wedding anniversary, and in a couple of weeks it's Jessica's 30th birthday. So it's quite a big milestone. So it's going to be a fun way to celebrate that. Jess, are you excited to go away tomorrow?
Yeah! That's okay.
When's the Uber coming?
2 minutes away. 2 minutes away.
It's 3 in the morning, Jess. And so we set off. Growing up, I didn't go on family holidays abroad, but at university, I became friends with many international students. I loved to hear their stories. The first time I went abroad was when me and Jessica were dating. I was 22 years old. We went to Rome, Italy.
It is really cool.
What are we doing? 3 hours until our flight.
That's what I want to say. Recommended.
Where are we, Jess?
Napoli.
We're trying to find the bus.
We found it. Look.
We found the bus. Jess, we're nearly there.
How is it taking this
How many modes of transport have we taken?
5.
Uber,
A
coach.
An aeroplane. A bus. And a train.
Jess, we've made it.
You made it.
We've got half an hour of light left.
How did it take us so long?
I don't know. Behind the scenes. Gonna get some shots. Some gimbal shots. Pumpkin soup! Because it's Halloween. How does it feel being married to me for 5 years?
Good. A little exhausting sometimes.
How do you do it, Jess? You just made soup from scratch. Incredible.
Very good one.
How vegetables work.
In 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius erupted. Several Roman settlements were destroyed, the best known being Pompeii and Herculaneum. Buried under millions of tons of volcanic ash, they were mostly forgotten and left untouched till 1748, when a group of explorers looking for ancient artefacts began to dig and rediscovered these ancient towns. I think what's really cool about it is that you're walking around the whole Roman city, pretty much.
City.
Yeah.
It's
Like
amazing.
you can see Roman remains in other places, but this is the whole city, and you get an idea of what it was like. Yeah. What was the most interesting place you saw?
I really liked the villa outside the city.
Yeah.
It still has very, very colourful walls and beautiful, beautiful paintings inside.
Yeah. There is an eyewitness report of the eruption preserved in 2 letters written by Pliny the Younger to the historian Tacitus. Pliny the Younger, who watched the eruption across the bay at Misenum, tells us that just after midday, on the 24th of August, his mother pointed out a cloud of unusual size and appearance. His uncle, in a spirit of inquiry, prepared a fast-sailing boat ready to explore this. But as he was leaving, he received a letter from Retina, wife of Tacitus, who was panicking. And so he set out to lend aid personally, and a journey which had begun in a spirit of research, he now undertook with the greatest urgency. Despite the ashes and pumice stones falling, he headed straight to the danger and landed at a villa of Papinius, Easter Bay. He apparently bathes, reclines, dines, and rests at the villa. But as the courtyard becomes piled high with ash and pumice stone, they are forced to flee. Although it is daytime, there it is night, blacker, denser than any night. They go to the shore to investigate whether they could set sail. But it was here that Pliny the Elder became overcome by the volcanic ash and died of asphyxiation. Meanwhile, Pliny the Younger is at their home in Misenum. With the earth tremors and falling ash, they decide to flee. But a dense blackness loomed over them, pursuing them. It spread over the earth like a flood. Then, panic descended. He writes, "You could hear the shrieks of women, the wailing of infants, and the shouting of men. Some were calling their parents, others their children or their wives, trying to recognize them by their voices. People bewailed their own fate or that of their relatives. But there were some who prayed for death in their terror of dying. Many besought the aid of the gods, but still more imagined that there were no gods left, and that the universe was plunged into eternal darkness forevermore. Eventually, the darkness thinned out and vanished into smoke. Daylight came, the sun shone, and before them they could see that everything was buried in ash. But they had survived this great ordeal. The people left at Pompeii or Herculaneum were not so lucky. If they hadn't been asphyxiated by the volcanic ash and gas, they would have died instantly with the pyroclastic surges. fast-moving waves of hot, toxic gas and ash.
Where are we going today, Jess?
We're going up Mount Vesuvius.
We've been to Pompeii. We've seen the devastation. Now we can see the cause of that devastation.
Do you think it will go off today?
Probably not. So how do we get there? To Mount Vesuvius.
Got to get the bus. Leaves at 8 a.m. from just outside Pompeii ruins.
We've gained a stray dog.
So we got the coach to Mount Vesuvius. But the weather took a turn for the worst, and as we ascended the mountain, the temperature dropped significantly. We certainly hadn't dressed appropriately.
We're at the what is this? Ticket office to go up. Except well, it's not raining anymore. As we were making our way here, it was pouring down with rain. And it's very cold. Jess is only wearing a t-shirt. Where's your clothes?
I didn't think it would be this cold.
Top of the mountain, it's going to be cold.
Yeah, but that's in the UK.
Alright, we're making our way up.
The rain,
In
the cold.
The cold, and well, this rain could be a lot worse. What have we got, Jez? Ponchos! You're not going to die now of the rain.
It's not going to die of cold.
Put the yellow poncho on, I've got a blue one.
Do you want me to put it on right now?
So we just had a tour from the guy.
He told us that it last erupted in 1944 and the lava flowed out and swept away 2 villages on the side of the mountain.
Yeah. Prior to 1944, you could see the lava, right? Or
Yeah, you can see the lava and it was constantly erupting every couple of years.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he said that there's likely going to be a big eruption at some point.
Yeah, next time it will be a big one. It's all that. Every time it used to erupt every couple of years, it's now just building up underneath.
What he was saying about the 79 eruption was that the whole top of the mountain blew off.
Yes.
Right?
So Vesuvius used to be 2,000 metres tall. The bus dropped us off at the 1,000 metre point, and we've just walked up another 200 metres. Yeah.
So there's a massive volcano, and this is a small volcano within the crater of the massive volcano.
Yeah.
So we're already in the crater of the volcano.
Yeah.
The fog and the weather was terrible. We could barely see the crater of the volcano. But it was certainly atmospheric, and you could sense the awe and the power of this place. Mountains have always brought a sense of awe. A place that arose as high as the heavens has been seen throughout history as the abode of the gods. To scale a mountain, a pilgrimage. For the Greeks, Mount Olympus was the home of the gods. For the Canaanites, Mount Siphon, and for the Hebrews, Mount Sinai. The same can be said for Mount Vesuvius. It was devoted to Hercules, for Hercules was the son of Zeus, also known as Ves, and so Vesuvius, son of Ves. As we descended the mountain, I was reminded of what set the Hebrews apart, that God descended the mountain, that he tabernacled amongst the Israelites, finally taking up residence in the temple in Jerusalem, Mount Zion. For Christians, Jesus is the temple of the Lord, for the Word became flesh and made made his dwelling amongst us.
We're at Herculaneum. It's so far underground.
Yep.
Why is that?
Well, because of the lava flow, and it just kept filling up and filling up and filling up until it was, how many meters did it say? It says 25 meters?
25 meters underground.
Yeah.
What's this building here?
This is for Main Street in Herculaneum, and it is the widest road, and it's covered in archways, and it has the main water systems on it. They had a really good water system here, so that everyone can have access to clean water through lead pipes. And then, so that's these fountains, there's one behind you. At the end of the street was an enormous villa. They haven't excavated it fully, but in the 18th century, treasure hunting archaeologists made tunnels into it and retrieved a lot of very beautiful statues, which are mainly of the emperor's family. It was sort of a way to please the emperor by dedicating statues of his family.
In the 1980s, they found a mass grave of men, women and children in the boathouses. They were all huddled together with their prized possessions in semi-darkness. What is so stark about Pompeii or Herculaneum is that these cities, which existed for hundreds of years, with generations of life, were destroyed in one single day. I am reminded of the Christian hope that out of ruins of devastated lives, devastated cities, there is resurrection. Ruins restored to glory. But that glory is not of any human or empire. It is the glory of the Lord.
Very nice.
Thanks for making breakfast.
Okay.
Finally, we went to Sorrento along the Amalfi Coast, a beautiful seaside town overlooking the Bay of Naples. Here, we enjoyed one of the many pizzas we had had on this trip, for Naples was the home of pizza.
I can barely reach you. Tasty pizza. Yeah.
How many times have we had pizza on this trip? It's like the third time, I guess.
It's very tasty.
We then went to the ruins of a Roman bath along the coast, and we took some time to relax, enjoy the view, and listen to the sound of the waves. And so, this was the end of our trip. A trip to celebrate our 5th wedding anniversary. We have certainly grown together over the years and shared many memories. I feel very blessed to have such a wonderful and supportive wife. I couldn't ask for more. And I'm always reminded that marriage is a picture of our relationship with God. The joy of a wedding day, the anticipation of an even greater day, the marriage of heaven and earth, when God will dwell with his people. In the present, there will always be ups and downs. But as the marriage vows declare, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, till death do us part.
On a left. 2 hands. Do-si-do. Move to your left. Move to your left. Find somebody else. Swing around, round and round and round.